Oh, well, hey, Ben. It's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to my channel. Let's go ahead and get into Married to Medicine. Y'all, let's go ahead. Listen, I am so ready for this show to be over. I hate that they're stretching this out to a 3-part reunion. Like, majority of this episode was them being behind the scenes, okay? More so than them actually being on the stage. So I was just like irritated with the fact that y'all couldn't wrap all this up in a bow quickly. But all right, let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all know last episode, Contessa filed for a legal separation or whatever, or was about to file for it and snatched it back, whatever. Quad up there telling the entire breakdown and speaking for Miss Contessa, and that really irritated the hell out of me because Contessa would not open her own mouth and tell her own story. She would allow someone else to do it for her. And I was glad Quad asked her, like, girl, why is it so hard for you to tell your piece? Why is this so hard? And Contessa said, because women are mean. They're gonna make it seem like you're the problem when it's him that's actually the problem. And I'm like, girl, miss us with all of that. It got to be deeper than that as to why you're not telling your side of the story and you're letting Quad sit up here give us a play-by-play of your relationship, a relationship that you're actually in. Okay. Now, all of the ladies are pretty much in tears once they see Contessa. You know, she's upset. Scott is backstage. He's upset with the fact that Quad is speaking up so much regarding his marriage. And I'm like, I understand that a little bit. All right. Now, Scott wants to leave because he feels like this is a sneak attack on him. So as he's preparing his stuff to go, Curtis decides to catch up with him. And he was like, no, you need to go out there and, you know, speak your piece, because if you don't, this is the only time you're going to be able to do it. And you're doing this in front of the entire world. So if you got something you need to say it here and say it now. Okay, so he convinces him to go out there. All of the guys go out there. You know, they rush the stage for the most part. Scott walks out. He speaks with Contessa, saying he running out there like his heart about to fall out his chest, to be honest with y'all. This man is panicking. Okay. He's afraid that he's about to, lose his wife. But I'm like, if you feeling so pressed right now, why weren't you pressed like that in a relationship when she was telling you that y'all need some work and that you should get a counselor? Now you want to be pressed and anxious and, oh my God, you're telling Quad is telling something that we didn't talk about. He acted like they didn't talk about it when they did talk about it. They did talk about it. I guess what he thought, or so he says that he thought she filed for the legal separation, then she pulled it back because they're supposed to be working on their relationship. He thought that she still was going to go completely through with it. He didn't know, so that's why he felt blindsided or whatever, right? Scott talking about how he received the paperwork and she filed it like a month ago. And Contessa said, a month ago, baby, I filed it about 6 months ago. What's going on with you? He was like, well, it's about 2 months, but I know. I'm like, did she file it 6 months ago and you just now getting it? And even if that's the case, that don't make no sense. But I guess, honey. So Scott, I just feel like Scott talks so fast. He lies so much that he can't even catch up with the lies he out here telling. So it's just a lie. Okay, he up here making up lies to cover up other lies. And I'm just like, all right, Scott. Contessa asked him she was like, what's the one thing? What's the one thing that I said I wanted, Scott? What's the one thing? He was like, you said consistency. You said loyalty. That was some, let me think. What else? There was some else, watch the kids. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Here go Toya, counseling. And Contessa said, how is it that she know and you don't know? How is it that she know and you don't know? And I'm just, girl, I could have told you that. Counseling, sir, counseling. Go to counseling, go to counseling. That's something that you do not want to do. Scott was giving me brain injury. That's what he was giving me. He was giving me brain injury. Like, did somebody hurt your brain and you're not paying attention to what is it? Because there is a strong disconnect. At this point, it's like you ain't even trying to hear her. What is wrong with you? Okay, have you been injured? What is happening here? Because you ain't hear, she said. So yeah, I ain't got time for Scott. What else goes on? Heavenly asked, she asked him about why are there so many rumors? You know, she's like, why? He was like, rumors. I don't know nothing about rumors. I don't even know if it's rumors. She was like, no, there's rumors, honey. He was like, well, what rumors are there? What are they? She was like, I can't tell you what's true or not. I can't tell you what it is. Just know there are rumors. Why are there rumors? Okay. And I kind of felt like, well, you done asked this man, why are there rumors? And he telling you he don't even know what the rumors are. So what are the rumors? Okay. He probably ain't even hear that there were rumors or whatever. But at the end end of the day, Scott know he out here moving foul. So somebody talking about something. Okay. So one of the things, okay, clearly he knew about the rumors because he ended up bringing up the girlfriend thing. So he brings up how Siri, basically on his phone, when he said Siri called girlfriend, Siri would call Contessa. But when his daughter had the phone, he said, the daughter said, Siri called girlfriend. The phone said, which one? That little baby ain't lying on you. So you had two of them in there as her girlfriend, okay? So then he goes and turns around and says that, oh yeah, and I did change it because everybody else was saying he changed it. Once he did it on the on set, he asked Siri. Siri called was like Contessa, and Heavenly said, oh, he changed it. He lying. He changed that. Then he said, oh yeah, I did change it. You know, I had it like that originally. Then I went back. Like, he be double talking. He be talking fast, and it just doesn't make any mother sense. And I just be like, Scott, hold what you got. Hold what you got, because you talking fast, it just equates to liar for me. He just be, I can't. All right. Now, Simone asked him if he be responding to DMs. This fool gonna answer her by saying, I ain't even know what DMs was. I don't give what you knew last year. I'm asking you what you've done recently. Do you answer DMs is the question, sir. Okay, and then he tried to downplay that. Basically, the quick, real answer is yes, I have responded in a manner, but I ain't like to divulge. Sir, you giving them a little bit is going to give them enough to go on whatever it is. If you say, hey, how you doing? If you give them something, they're going to continue to ride off of that, sir. But he over there trying to downplay it, and I don't like that. See, you already know you've been moving foul, and you've admitted to kind of moving foul and having issues within your relationship, but then you don't want to admit other stuff. Like, y'all see what I'm saying? Like, he just be double talking. Like, I didn't even know what DMs were last year, but yeah, I DM some people, but I ain't DM her like that. I DM'd them like this. Like, he just makes no sense. And, you know, Andy asked, like, Contessa, what is the issue within your marriage? And she said something that was like, whoo, y'all, it was for me. It was like, whoo, y'all need to get a divorce, baby. If this counseling don't work this time, it's out. It's not even a conversation. She says, the issue is that we have different philosophies about what marriage looks like. When she said that, she said a word. She said a word. And if he's not trying to get on the same accord as you, and y'all not trying to be on the same accord as what that marriage is supposed to look like, girl, you wasting your time. That's just what I'm thinking. Now, backstage, we can see where they're all trying to talk to Contessa. Contessa is crying. She feels like everybody is putting his wrongs off on her, like trying to make it seem like it's her fault or something. Based on how Jackie was, you know, talking to her, she was saying like, oh, you're telling me to manifest while I'm trying to manifest a happy life. You're telling me one thing, but then you're also telling me not to look happy on social media or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I would be a little confused by what Miss Jackie was saying. You know, Contessa went on a tangent and started crying more, saying that, you know, she's worried about her kids. She got 3 kids to be concerned about. She feels as though she doesn't matter. So she was just really going through it like it was a lot. I feel like Contessa's at a place, honestly, where nobody can truly help her if you're not really a psychiatrist or a doctor like that, like a therapist that specializes in that. I feel like Jackie can give great advice at times, but she's a gynecologist, and I feel like this arena is out of her hands, even if she has gone through it. Okay, but Jackie may have gone through a divorce, but Jackie also does not have children with her husband. So I feel like that's a different level. Simone may be able to be there for her and give her some advice in a different fashion, but Simone's kids also were much older at the time that she and her husband were considering getting a divorce. So for real, for her, it was nothing for her, because it's like she both of them finna be off to college. They ain't even finna be in the house. So it's whatever over here. But Contessa kids are much, much younger. Okay, so I feel like that could be a difference, and she needs to have her own little session over there with some other therapy, because I feel like her homegirls can't really help her, or at least she's at a place where she's not necessarily trying to hear them, because I feel like the conversation she's had with other friends, she's putting it off on them, because she's like, I've had conversation with other people and they made it seem as though that's my fault, and you're trying to make it seem as though it's my fault too, or whatever. And I don't think that's necessarily what Jackie was doing, but that's how she's starting to receive advice to her. Okay, it's always about, I guess, things she needs to work on, the things she needs to fix, but nobody's ever going to Scott about his SHI. The other thing that I liked was, even though her and Toya have had a rocky road, because they didn't even discuss that, and I don't even know if they're going to discuss that next episode. I don't even know if they're going to discuss that. Yikes, y'all. Sorry. I can't, girl. They're giving directions over here and everything, and I just really can't take it. Okay. So anyway, so they didn't even discuss everything that's going on with Contessa and with Toya. So I don't know if they're gonna get to that, but what I appreciated was the fact that Toya was able to go with Contessa and really be there for her in that moment, you know, and really support her, because Contessa had to get out of the room with everybody. So I was like, shout out to Toya for going over there and being with her in that moment and help calming her down. So I think that was nice of Toya to do. When they get back to the stage, they're bringing up Simone and Jackie. Simone feels as though her and Jackie are actually in a good place. Heavenly has to buddy and it says, no, they're not in a good place. I don't believe that. I talk to Jackie every day. I talk to her every day, and they don't talk every day. And Simone and Jackie are a bit confused, because Simone admitted that they don't talk every day. Their relationship is not how it was, but they're slowly getting there. So to assume that they don't talk at all is the MFing problem. So when it comes to Quad, you know, Quad was asked about the interview that she did on Watch What Happens Live. She's asked about the interview she did on Watch What Happens Live, and her saying that she feels as though the two ladies made up just for TV. And she said she stands by that. And Simone kind of got her together and said, no, ma'am, that's not what I do. I don't fake friendships and do all that extra stuff for TV. Maybe that's something you do, but I don't do. And Quad was like, I don't either. And I loved it. I love when Simone be getting Quad together, because sometimes we like Quad and sometimes Quad is so annoying. And I hate when she's talking in her regular voice and then she switches it up to talking like all extra overly proper. And it's just like, Quad, shut the fuck up, girl. Shut up and sit there and be quiet. Okay. Anyway, Jackie wished that Simone would have had her back when it came down to the Buffy situation. I disagree. She wanted her friend to show up for her and have her back. I disagree. You do not have the right, doctor or no doctor, to have someone come to an event full of people and you say that this person is infertile to everyone. You do not have the right to do that. So you were in the wrong, and you wanted your friend to stand beside you, right, wrong, or indifferent, as you say she does to Toya. Well, guess what? You, Jackie, have done the same thing with Heavenly. You are with Heavenly when she's right, wrong, or indifferent. So y'all are mad at each other for the SHI that y'all do with other people and don't do for each other anymore. Okay, your person you defend all the time is Heavenly, and the person Simone quote unquote defends all the time is Toya. All right, so both of y'all wrong, but you were definitely wrong. And the apology that you gave to Buffy, as much as I do not like Buffy, was very disrespectful. Buffy, I'm sorry, I'm such and such, and I'm done. What kind of shit is that? You wouldn't even want no apology like that. You always going around preaching to people about how they should handle situations, and you handled that one poorly, and then you expected your friend to have your back in that. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Period. So I don't understand what she was expecting out of that. Okay, but all right. Simone is skeptical about the friendship with Heavenly, because Heavenly likes to be people friends, and then she likes to talk SHI about her friends at the same time. And I asked Anila that when I interviewed her, and Anila felt this though. Oh well. I just feel like, you know, me and Heavenly have an understanding. Even if that happened, things are going to be okay. We going to see if it is, because Heavenly definitely tells a business. Okay. She definitely makes jokes out of things, even if they're not true. And she gets a key out of it. So we are going to see. Heavenly has crossed just about everybody on that stage. And I know you feel like the friendship you have with her right now is so amazing, Anila girl, but your time shall too come. Hear what it is that I say. Hear me. All right, we're going to see if you still feel the same exact way. Simone has said that Heavenly talks about her teeth. I mean, I like Simone's teeth. Even if they are bucked and they're curved or whatever, I feel like that's what makes Simone Simone. So I really like her teeth. Everybody looks differently. I wouldn't even have any, like Heavenly couldn't even talk to me because your teeth aren't even real. And that's what I love about Simone. Simone said they're mine. I don't have dentures. I don't have crowns. Come on, Simone. Come on, Simone. Why I'm sitting up here with these crowns in my mouth? But girl, you don't. I was here for it. She was like, they're going to go with me to my grave, honey. And even when I'm dust, my teeth still going to be here. What are we talking about? What are we talking? So I was so here for Simone getting Heavenly together, and I feel her on that. But she still is going to have Heavenly come around. Like, she's going to try and work on that friendship with Heavenly, and she's going to continue to work on the friendship with Jackie, and she's going to try and do that with all of them together. So good luck. Okay. Now that guys come out, they speak on Scott, Scott speaks on the life coach. He tries to explain the BS and say that he never had a coach. He was sitting up there lying. And I don't even know what else Scott said, to be honest, because I'm so confused by Scott and his bullshit at this moment. I'm so confused. I don't even know, y'all. I literally wrote notes for what Scott said. I literally have guys come out and Scott speaks on the life coach, but couldn't explain why he was speaking on the life coach. I literally wrote, in all caps, because I'm so confused by the shit Scott got coming out his mouth. And I see why Contessa, and I was like really advocating for Scott in the beginning because I didn't see everything with the, with how the season came out, because it did look like Contessa likes to pinpoint everything on Scott when she too has her failures as well. I'm still not excusing that, but I see why she goes so crazy with how he tells his stories. And that's why I'm like, Scott, do you have a brain injury? Because it's not calculating or adding up right. You have come this far into your marriage and you do not know how to communicate. That is a huge problem. I don't have time. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.